So the new Sonic Frontiers update has basically taken the entire Sonic community by storm. And we got a lot of new details about, you know, what to expect, what's going to happen. But honestly, if you guys look right here, this massive teaser that shows us we're eventually going to get a new Sonic Super form. The story's going to get retconned or something. Well, this is actually interesting. This is what the debate will be about, what the discussion is going to be about, what's going to happen. But guys, we have some big new information. So let's not waste your time. Let's get right into it. But before we do that, please subscribe to the channel right now. I'll give you a second. And hopefully you guys have on notifications. Don't miss a video ever again. So Sega is basically making history with Sonic Frontiers. They are doing something that, as far as I'm aware, I mean, if you guys are, you know, gonna actually me in the comments, now would be a good time to do so. For the first time ever, I'm pretty sure a video game company is going to completely retcon or change a story that already took place in the Sonic franchise. And I gotta just say straight up, like, you gotta respect and commend what Sega has been able to do with Sonic Frontiers, especially considering that Sonic Frontiers has already been the best-selling 3D Sonic game of all time, pretty much. As of like March, it's been announced that Sega has sold 3.5 million copies of Sonic Frontiers. And by the way, these sales numbers came prior to the DLC, so this means that it's possible the game could have even sold even more. I don't know when the last time we got an official sales report was, but it's possible that some of these new changes can lead to, you know, future sales. So despite the fact that Sonic Frontiers has already been the best-selling 3D Sonic game of all time, like, Sega did not need to do any of this based off of just the love and passion that Sonic team, and honestly, to much of his credit, Mario Kishimoto has had for the franchise, and how much they're willing to listen to fans' feedback and criticism, especially on Twitter, which sometimes has gotten them into trouble. You gotta commend and respect that Sega is willing to do this for us, the fans, and truly give Sonic Frontiers the ending that it deserves. As you guys may or may not know, Sonic Frontiers did get a 71 on Metacritic, which is, you know, pretty good for a 3D Sonic game. A 7 out of 10 is not horrible. 8 out of 10 user score, so it's clearly successful amongst the fans. It got its reviews. It made all of its money. It got its reviews. Like, the game should have been over with. But one of the things that a lot of fans hated was the ending of the game, including myself. It's one of the reasons why I think the story was kind of just like whatever. I really don't even care about the story about Sonic Frontiers. Better than, you know, previous ones in the meta era, but not better than SA2. Not better than SA1, in my opinion. But the fact that they're willing to do this when they didn't have to do it is something you have to admire and respect. And it's something that is very admirable. But guys, we got this new Sonic form, and that's what we really need to talk about, because something's up, you know what I mean? In addition to getting a new story, new playable characters, and new challenges, Sega has hinted towards the fact that Sonic Frontiers Update 3 is going to change the game. I'm curious to see how it's going to affect the story, you know what I mean? Like, the story of the game is already set in stone and already happened. Like, what if you already liked the story of Sonic Frontiers? You know what I mean? Like, what if you actually liked it? Like, is there going to be a retcon of the events in the story? Like, you know, they're going to change the canon? Are all of these characters going to help us? Like, you know, if you guys look right here, you got Tails, Knuckles, and Amy are going to be playable, but what if, like, Sage is playable? What if Eggman's playable? Is there going to be a new final boss fight? I mean, clearly there is going to be a new final boss fight. Like, all these questions remain unanswered. And apparently, according to Sega, this update is going to be a lot bigger than we expect. Clearly, if you look right here, we're getting a brand new Sonic. It's going to be some type of cyber form, and it doesn't look complete. Sega has hinted towards the fact that, one, it's obviously going to be a new form. We don't know what it's called yet, but they've also hinted in a recent live stream for the Sonic social media team that Update 3 is going to be bigger than expected, and it's going to be a massive update. We're talking like hours and hours of content. I almost wonder if Sonic Frontiers should be eligible for like re-reviews or something like that. Sonic Frontiers Final Horizon, like, release a separate game or something like that. But let's check what Sega said, and then let's kind of dissect what to expect out of this.
And we also kind of surprised everyone a little bit with a teaser for the final Sonic Frontiers update coming on September 28th.
The Final Horizon.
The Final Horizon. This is going to be the last free update for Sonic Frontiers, which there's been a lot of new content this year, and it's been
a big deal. Like, guys, we've never done this before. This is insane amount of support.
We can't say too much, but it's a pretty beefy update, and there's gonna be new playable characters. There's a new story. You saw something happen with Sonic at the end of that trailer there.
Yeah, his eyes changed color. What's up with that?
Blue
I don't know.
eyes.
Blue eyes, everybody.
What could it mean?
Oh, that Mars animation, though, is always so good.
I will specify because people are like, oh, you said last free update, but not last update. I don't know if there are any updates beyond this. I believe this is the final one, but I never want to say never, just in case. This is the last planned update. but it is also free. Is he going beyond?
Is he going beyond?
I don't know.
Going somewhere.
So there you guys have it. That's the Sonic social media team, and they have basically all but confirmed that Sonic is getting a new form. Like, he's straight up going. They've hinted that actually means something. We all kind of knew that, but they said it's going to be a beefy update. So this is going to be an update that's a lot larger than some people expect, and we're going to get, for the first time ever, 3D playable characters. It feels like the first time ever, but I mean the first time in a very long time in the Sonic franchise. Other characters will be playable in 3D. So the real question that remains is, how is this update going to play, and what are they going to do with the story? Is it going to be a story that's like extends after the events of Frontiers, or is it just going to be something that completely retcons the story? How are they going to deal with the old story if they do retcon it or whatever? Are they just going to like keep that part out of the game? Is there going to be different paths or something like that? I feel like there's going to be a lot of twists and turns, and based off of what they're saying, Sonic is going to go beyond. Like, is he going to fight this demon or whatever, you know, this Titan, this new Supreme Titan / the End in cyberspace? Like, what's gonna go on? Is he gonna go Cybersonic? How are these other characters gonna play? Update 3 seems to just retcon this last scene here too. I hope it's a retcon, but we'll see what happens. I mean, if you see Sonic, he's in this red dimension right here, getting overtaken by the cyber corruption. So maybe we will see what actually happens, or how, you know, he transforms and becomes normal again. You see Tails, you see Knuckles, you see Amy. I wonder if this is something that was planned prior to release, or they just didn't have enough time to do it. But it's good to see that with the expanded budget and everything like that, we're going to see a proper end to this scene. But the question remains, will this still occur? Will this be retconned? Will it, you know, take a different form or direction? Because as cool as this scene was, you know, like, we definitely enjoyed it, it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. It was just the power of friendship, and that was it. And, you know, all these characters are in their human form right now in cyberspace. So I wonder if, you know, when they all like team up together, if they like, you know, become imbued with Sonic or something like that. I'm not sure how this is going to work, you know, but I think this will seek to truly change how we look at Sonic, maybe forever. If this form is something that can be, I don't know if it's going to be a one-shot thing, like a Darkspine Sonic kind of thing, but this right here, this is the pivotal moment of Sonic Frontiers, where we kind of find out like the final plans and everything like that, and the true motivation of the end, and who the true villain is. And it really was not a satisfying conclusion. Clearly, it seems like they ran out of budget and time. So this is going to potentially make Sonic Frontiers the best Sonic story ever if we get a proper climax and ending. This update will hopefully address that. That final teaser trailer did not happen in Sonic Frontiers, so maybe that's going to be what actually happens. You know, maybe there's going to be that retcon that could be coming, and I hope that is what happens. So the fact that Sonic Team was willing to do this for us is really just, it's truly surreal. And honestly, this game deserves this ending. After all the build-up and all the hype of Sonic Frontiers, after all these years, this is the conclusion, the fitting end to the game that seemed to get 3D Sonic right back on track. And this is the pivotal scene right here. So we'll see if this is the one that changes, or they just change the whole island altogether, because there's also been hints that Aranos Island will be completely different as well. So we're in for a very beefy update. As the Sonic social media team has hinted, this update could be a lot bigger than expected.